is also designated as well, parcels that are there. And you have areas that are listed as possible expansion of 537 to handle existing or future problems. And that's what part of this meeting is about, in terms of giving the township the information so that they can make wise decisions. What do we do with areas that we have problems in?
I'm sorry, but this meeting was sold as a sewage solution for Melbourne Hills, not the entire township.
Well, we're not trying to solve the entire
So
township.
that's what this, that's
At
what
least
you're
I'm
doing.
not. There may be issues beyond this, but this, I'm not going to address how to solve all the township problems. That's not where we're going.
Right, the next slide starts specifically to Melbourne Hills.
All right. DEP can force the township to do something that they may not want to do, and that's why one of the reasons that we're here to go over the options. If you allow a developer to handle just his problem and turn a blind eye to other issues that are out there, DEP can come in and say, you didn't do anything for this area of the township. What are you going to do about this area? And that's the whole purpose of why you guys need to, have the whole story, as it were, so that you can make proper decisions. I'm not here to convince you one way or the other. I'm just out here to try and show you what the options are. You ultimately have to make a decision for what you feel is best for your residents.
So if I understand you correctly, the best solution is one that we could tie in an integrated solution for the other problem areas or the close problem areas as well. So if we decide to let them to do something that just solves Melbourne Hills, then, later we may be forced to design a larger sewer solution.
That is correct.
So, yeah. So I think he's possibly looking at an integrated solution that solves Melbourne Hills along with others. That's all. I think that's...
Well, you know the big picture, because you know the community, you're all the way up to Coopersburg. So in your experience, what kind of precedents have you seen here? How often have you seen the DEP force communities to spend to remedy these kind of situations?
I've personally not worked on any projects where DEP has forced communities to spend money in terms of putting in the system. I have seen them shut down in terms of putting moratoriums on existing sewer plants that stifle development and don't allow for expansion. I have seen them where they have imposed restrictions on communities that don't address septic issues out there. And that's not what we're here to talk about tonight, but I have seen DEP impose restrictions on communities to force them to address on-lot systems, and that's another discussion. That's not where we're trying to go. But I have seen them do those kinds of things. All right, moving on. Our discussion is about the options for Melbourne. There are 4 options on the table. The initial developer wanted to do just gravity, and we have the 537 plan that was done in 2013. We have the current developer, what he wants to do, and then this is a scaled back version of what was proposed in 2013. Delphi pump station is an issue on 3 of those options. Delphi pump station is here. It's the end of your sanitary sewer collection. The Melbourne development is here. Any flow that goes into this pump station is going to impact its function. That pump station was designed 20 years ago and has served well for the community, but it was only built to serve approximately 120 homes. And if we start putting in 48 homes plus additional homes that may go into it, that station is going to need to be redesigned.
Bob,
Yeah.
quick question. Force main capacity, is it there for the additional units that are going to go in Melbourne Hills? Or are we just looking at the capacity of the pumps hydraulically themselves?
That's a good
So,
question.
Is the existing main sound, and do you have the capacity and the diameter?
That's a valid question. However, nothing has been designed. We don't know for sure that that's the way that we're going to go. However, as an engineer, I look at that and I say, the existing force main is 4-inch. It probably isn't adequate. It probably would need to be increased. But without running design numbers, I don't know that. Almost for sure, the pumps would need to be increased as well.
Paul, one last comment in that particular venue relative to Melbourne Hills or any additional pump station that we are looking at, including in this particular act that is going to be implemented sometime in the future. I would like you to put on the table not only the option of looking at wet well pump stations, but also please take a close look at dry well applications. Maintenance aspects are a lot better, cheaper, quicker. You're familiar with the dry well? Dry well versus wet well. In other words, basically everything that the township has at this point is a wet well.
The Delphi station is a
Sort
dry
of
well
an
wet well
old
station.
dinosaur technique, and has now been supplemented with dry well applications. You still have a reservoir for the waste that you have self-contained pumps. They're not sitting in the wet well. Just take a look at it.
All right. Well, the Delphi station is a wet well, dry well type
Yeah.
station.
Okay,
Yes.
regarding the Delphi pump station, according to the Act 537 plan that was created by Ms. Schuler, prepared by your company or Waller and Walters, that pump station was put in 1999. It is a design rate flow of 175 gallons per minute. Based on the Act 537 plan, the average flow is only 26,130 gallons per day. Pumps are only running a third of the day. If they only run a third of the day, that's 84,000 gallons. But right now, you're only running that at 10% capacity based on those numbers. So how you're saying it's obsolete and it needs upgrades, it's not even being utilized close to its capacity. So I don't understand why you're saying the Delphi pump station, you need a new pump station, but you can't utilize some infrastructure we already have.
All right, let me go back and use some of the information that you gave me. You said that it was running 8 hours a day. That means that the station essentially is at capacity. And when I talked about pump stations, I told you that a normal pump station should run 8 hours and be off 16 hours. They are not designed to run continuously. That one is included. It's not designed to run continuously. It's designed to pump the sewage and then shut off and rest. So if you're telling me that it's running 8 hours, that means
I'm not telling you, you said it's running 8 hours. It
then
says
it's running at capacity.
But yeah, I mean, if it could run
Having
continuously,
said that,
it could run, it has the capacity to run at 252,000, a quarter million gallons per day. It's only running at 26,000 gallons per day.
all right.
So,
The bottom line to the whole thing is, depending on options chosen by the township, if flow is introduced here and using that station must be looked at in terms of its current capacity, what's currently flowing there.
26,000.
Those old reports will be pulled out and looked at in terms of what it was designed to operate at, as well as if there was any significant changes, plus adding the additional flow that would be included into that station. It may come out that you don't need to do very much to that station, but I don't know that. Until you run the numbers or somebody runs the numbers, I can't quantitatively say you won't need to do anything or you will need to do everything. I don't know.
I might disagree with your flow rate. I mean, you're talking about 120 homes. The average home flows 500 gallons of water a day. That's 60,000 gallons. So I don't know where you're coming up with 26. That's
He said it's over.
I don't know where you're getting your numbers from, but that's ridiculous.
I'm getting the numbers from the actual approved Act 537 plan,
I don't know where
approved by
those
the
are from.
DEP.
I'm just doing a simple calculation, so 120 homes, 500 gallons, that's 60,000
You use
gallons.
500 gallons a day. You use over 200 gallons of water a day.
I mean, we have-
DEP
All right.
rates.
Absolutely.
So I'm just gonna make a suggestion, guys. So Chuck, I'm supervisor, I'm going to make a suggestion. Let's hold off on questions until the presentation is over, please.
I understand that,
There's
but
a lot, and I appreciate it.
accurately.
I understand. Let's just allow our presenter to present his materials, and then we can ask questions at the end. Thank you.
All right, so, we don't know how this is going to be impacted, but we do know that it will be impacted. Option one, this is the option that the initial developer proposed to Lower Frederick when they were going to develop this tract. They were going to serve the tract by gravity. They were going to dig up a significant portion of the existing gravity sewer that's in there. The existing gravity sewer ends approximately here in front of the John Deere tractor supply house. But at that point, it's very shallow. It's only about 3.5 feet deep. There is a high spot here where it's about 8 feet deep or so. In order to put this gravity line in, they need to go back almost to the circle that's in here and redig that, making that gravity line significantly deeper. You're looking at in excess of probably 13 feet deep, which is a significant cut.
1994. Their design was 19 feet.
19 feet, okay? That's a significant depth of sewer. Having said that, that depth of sewer creates some issues. First off, excessively deep.
That was the approved plan, was 19.
The preliminary approved plan, the draft design had the sewer 19 feet deep. There's an error up there, it says 9, it should be 19. The proposed sewer 19 feet deep on the draft plan.
So I'd like to ask, Chuck, I'd like to ask questions for clarification.
I understand that. I don't want to see anything that gets it off the subject. That's
Can
good.
we ask questions for clarification?
I understand. I'm not very.
This photo, I don't know how deep that sewer line is that gentleman was climbing into. However, if he was climbing into a sewer line that is 19 feet deep, he's in violation of EPA and DEP. First off, that manhole would need to be aerated. In other words, it had to have air because it's considered a confined space. Further, because of its depth, he would need to have a harness and a hook up above to suspend him. Climbing into a manhole, and I know I have done it, is dangerous work. Those rails are slippery, and it's easy to fall in. They're not evenly spaced. They can be loose from corrosion and so on. So a 19-foot deep manhole is a real issue for your employees of the township, your staff, that may have to go down in there. Further, sewer lines, while they don't need much maintenance, do require maintenance, and they need to be flushed on occasion. And you may want to TV them to make sure that they're tight and not leaking water. And in so doing, you need to climb down in there. And so it's a real problem when you have sewer lines that are that deep.
So can I ask a clarifying question? How deep are the manholes we currently have in the township?
The average depth of manholes is 7 to 8 feet. There are some deeper, some shallower. That's, as an engineer, that's where you try to design them at. You get spots where you go over a hump and you get 10 feet or so. But ideally, you try try to keep them at, essentially at basement level of your homes. That doesn't provide basement service for your homes, but it does provide sewage, gravity flow from your homes, from your first floors. The other problem with deep manholes is it's a place for hydrogen sulfide gas to collect. Hydrogen sulfide gas is a deadly gas, and then when you breathe it, it takes the place of oxygen, and you die. And so that's why manholes are aerated to force out the hydrogen sulfide. They use meters to test the air quality before anyone goes down into the hole. And I know from experience that this township has some hydrogen sulfide meters, because I worked with your supervisor in terms of purchasing them a number of years ago. Another problem with deep manholes is as you go down, the hydrostatic pressure, in other words, the pressure of the water in the ground, goes up. Goes up at 0.433 psi per foot. You say, well, that's not very much. Even 20 foot, we don't have that much pressure. We're good. We're, 10 psi. That 10 psi is 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If there's a crack, if there's a place for it to get in, it will. It's just like blowing up a balloon, only in reverse. Balloon doesn't hold air forever, it leaks. And septic system or sewer systems do the same thing. They leak. Another problem with option 1 is the proposed sewer system that they were going to put in here had a low spot here where the sewer line was very shallow, 2.3 feet. It was doable by concrete encasing, but it's not ideal. We'd like to have the sewer line deeper than that. And up to 4 of the homes in this development would still need to be on grinder pumps with this gravity alternative that was proposed. Meaning that you're still got some form of low pressure system in this development versus strictly gravity. In overview, option 1, you have to increase the depth of the sewer line out of 29 to 20 feet. It serves only the proposed development. It does not resolve any on-lot system problems that you have in any other area of the township. The shower sewer line still has some grinder pumps, and the increased flow to Delhi Station needs to be looked at. And if the township were to select that option, one of the things that you as a township, I would recommend you do is you require the developer to not only do all the work that's necessary to connect, but look at what modifications, if any, are needed for the Delphi station.
So the depth of that is to allow the structure for the gravity
It's allowed to
all the
gravity.
way out, right?
Yes, because we got a hill that we got to go over, and it's gravity. It won't flow up the hill by itself.
I have a question. What determines the manhole placement? Why do they have to be where the deep spots are?
Well, ideally, you put them in public right-of-way. If you don't put them in public right-of-way, if you run them outside, then you have to require easements. And there's no, so typically you put them in the public right-of-way, that's why they go out in the street.
Well, the question is, if you're going to run a sewer line to a high spot, and it has to be deep, the sewer line, you can access that.
Paul,
There are times
when you
can
run out
go
of
around.
elevation, that's when you've got to impose, definitely, without question, a manhole to get over the elevation of the main sewer has to be pitched. And when you run out of ground cover at that point, if you're going down slope, you have to drop in, maybe you can explain it better than I can, another manhole to accommodate the fact that now you're
You know, if the road goes over the hill and you can go around, that's an option. But you need to look at the topography to see, because with every run of sewer line, you have a certain amount of drop, pitch, minimum pitch for an 8-inch line is 0.008. You say, oh, that's not very much. No, it's not. But as you start multiplying that times the feet, it gets deep, and it gets deep in a hurry.
Super clarification, on the other slide, the first company said that it's not only this development.
That option solved only development.
Okay, I understand, so the line is being created, no one else could enter their sewer through that line?
It doesn't go past any
It doesn't go
properties.
down, but could it be extended? That's what-
Well, extended is maybe not a proper term, because it's up on the ridge. It's on the high spot. And so you can't extend it down the hill. It has to.
So couldn't you get an injector pushed up?
That's the pump station, yes. And that's going to be covered in some of the other options here. But anyway, option one solves the problem for your developer. It does nothing for any of the residents in the nearby area. It's an option that you have. However, you know, as I explained in the slide by DEP can come back and say, you know what, guys, you didn't address the issue that you already have. All right, option two. This is a gravity connection for the developer. So the developer would have gravity. This line doesn't come down 29. It uses the Goshahoppen Creek as an interceptor, and so we gravity here. This is, from this point, this is the low spot where the creek is. We come up the hill to 29, we cross the hill. This would have to be designed deep enough to accommodate all his homes in that development. Flow would then come up Salford Station, also to solve the problem in this area of the township by Swanks Road, and it would flow down Goshahoppen Creek. A pump station would be put at the bottom of Zieglerville Road. We'd get the opportunity, again, this is the low spot, to serve some homes along Zieglerville Road here, and the force main goes out and comes over into the existing collection system that you have here. This avoids going into the Delphi station altogether. So this option has an advantage in terms of not impacting Delphi. It also serves or solves problem areas that you have. The downside is this is somewhat of an expensive option for the township, because the developer, he's going to put this in, but he's not going to pay for this. You probably could ask the developer to contribute for the cost of the pump station